Third place playoff in the Elite League, sponsored by Seprod, put on by Netball Jamaica. These teams have been battling since the 10th of March. As you look at the Kingston Hummingbirds lineup, Khadijah Williams at wing attack, Malaysia Kelly at wing defense, Dean Thomas at center, Tracy and Francis their goal shooter, Amanda Pinkney at goal attack, Shanika Jones at goal defense, and Evangeline Williams at goal keep. Daniel Laidlaw, Tanya Thomas and Tia Shea Whitmore among the substitutes for the Kingston Hummingbirds. The Kingston Hummingbirds in pink and grey as the St. Catherine Racers get the game going. Barbara Hines and Bethune Morgan, the umpires for this encounter. And the Hummingbirds get the ball. They looking to get the first goal of this contest. As we say, good evening and welcome to Sean Murdoch. And the ball gets inside for Tracy and Francis, who puts the first one away for the Kingston Hummingbirds.
Ricardo, thank you for having me. I'm noticing quickly a change in the lineup for the Racers team. Seeing that their captain at goalkeeper. The captain is actually not on the court. She's actually warming up in the background, and I'm seeing the starting goal defense is also warming up. So there's a slight change in the starting lineup for the Racers team. I'll just run through that quickly for you. The goal shooter is Simone Gordon. Goal attack is Zardy Green. The wing attack is Shadeen Bartley. The center is Teresa Beckford. Wing defense is Amanda Thompson. Starting goal defense now is Teresa Beckford, and Tavoni Bailey is the goalkeeper that started. Interesting start for the team here in blue. That is the Racers team. I've seen an early contact here on Evangeline Williams. It's going to be a very good game, Ricardo. These teams would have split their games against each other in the preliminary rounds. I think that was the case. And so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I thought the Racers had a chance of going to the finals, but their hearts were broken by the outfit that came out for the Hummingbirds in the last match.
Yeah, they have levered proceedings in this game as the centre pass goes back to the St. Catherine Racers. You are right, they did split the matches in the preliminary stage. The St. Catherine Racers beat the Hummingbirds 48-45 when they met first, and then the Hummingbirds got a 42-35 victory in the last match of the preliminary round.
I'm happy I don't know where this game will go, because the teams are so unpredictable in terms of the performances this season. A lot of inconsistencies, but there are some good moments from both teams. So it's just about who is going to be the one that's most consistent this evening.
Yeah, the Hummingbirds with Amanda Pinkney. Her range shooting has been a good quality for her, but she can be inconsistent as well, shown by the fact that she's only shooting in the 60s for this tournament, and that is a percentage that you want to be significantly higher. The ball turned over now, and an opportunity for the Racers to go forward. That's a lovely lob inside. Great work from the goalkeeper, Evangeline Williams.
Yeah, I thought Evangeline did well. Evangelie's aging, and of course not the usual Evangeline Williams, but she's really impactful when she plays on court, and she's using her experience just now against the younger Simone Gordon.
Oh, the Hummingbirds, beautiful ball into Pinkney from Dean Thomas.
Just outside there from Tracy, and goal shooter stepped outside.
So once again the ball turned over loosely, and it is the Racers who have a chance to head forward now. Shadeen Bartley looking for that lob inside. And easy ball into Simone Gordon, who misses first time but gets the rebound. Oh, misses second time. Gordon needs to set to herself here, which she does.
Yeah, and that's a part of the struggle that Simone Gordon, that the entire season, she's played with those, they call it yips under the ring. She's missing some from point blank range, and then sometimes she's getting them from a longer distance accurately.
The Racers asserting themselves. Not a great take there from Simone Gordon.
Yep. Just some bad hands on that one. Was in a good position, held a good position, just never gathered the pass.
It looked like a good ball inside. just couldn't hold on. The Hummingbirds now. Let's see what type of tune they can sing. That's a lovely lob and brilliant work by the St. Catherine Racers defense.
That's Teresa Beckford in the national program. One of the young players. I think her future is really in the center court though, based on her frame. But we'll see.
Oh, beautifully done. And Gordon makes no mistake this time, puts it away first time, and the St. Catherine Racers lead by 4 goals to 1.
That's a good play just now by the Racers. They kind of open up the defense on the defense line for the Hummingbirds and caught the defenders out of play with that ball movement.
Pinkney. Oh, that's some skillful stuff coming from Teresa Beckford. Was it?
No, it wasn't. This is Amanda Thompson's contact call on Khadija here. She never made an attempt to get the ball, and so umpire deemed that she would have caused the contact.
That was a loose turnover.
Correct. I'm going to say it's early game, so let's see if that improves as the game progresses.
Lively start to this contest, but quite a number of turnovers as well, as Thomas finds Pinkney. Pinkney lobs it in beautifully for Tracy and Francis.
Tracy has been doing well for her Hummingbirds team in terms of her consistency under the hoop. Accuracy can be lifted, but she's really solid under the hoop for the Hummingbirds.
Oh, that's a neat ball in from Shadeen Bartley. And Simone Gordon tucks that one away for a 5-2 St. Catherine Racers lead.
Yep, I'm happy to see Simone back in the program. I'm not sure if she'll go the entire journey, but it's good that she's back. She's one of those players who was like a prodigy very early. She would have been to 2 under-21 tournaments, and so it's good to see her back. She had a baby and she's back playing, so that's good.
Beautiful movement that last time from Amanda Pinkney, arriving in the circle just in the nick of time to put away a comfortable goal.
Placement on that pass wasn't the best. I never thought Simone did enough either to make it, like, help to save the pass. Interesting mid-court here for the Hummingbirds. They have Khadija and Adine Thomas, 2 Sunshine girls who would have been at the last games when they won the silver medal, and so we should see a lot of movement first phase for the Hummingbirds on the center pass.
A chance to equalize, but a
stepping call on Tracy and Francis.
Yeah, was never in control, having plucked that one out of the air. The turnovers continue. Just not enough patience being shown by either team in trying to get that ball in the circle. Here is Pinkney.
I agree with Ricardo in terms of the patience. Here we see it again. Luckily it falls in Pinkney's hand.
And she levels the score at 5 apiece in this first of 3 matches, best of 3 matches in the 3rd place playoff. The finals will also be a best of 3. So you have to give a lot of credit to Netball Jamaica and the format of this tournament. They're ensuring all the teams get as many matches as possible. This tournament started on the 10th of March. 4 teams in the tournament. The top 2 teams playing in a best of 3 finals, and 3rd and 4th place playoff for the 3rd position, as this one is put away for another goal for the Kingston Hummingbirds.
Just a correction, Ricardo. 3rd place is a one-off match. Just one match for the 3rd place playoff. The finalists will play the best of 3.
Just one match for the...
There goes Teresa Beckford.
3rd place.
Teresa Beckford was on that Fast 5 team last year for Jamaica as well, so her experience is growing. She also played in the qualifiers for the Americas tournament.
Here they come, Racers. Thompson.
All right, I'm not sure if it's a deliberate move, but I'm seeing that the Hummingbirds just now drop kind of a box defense. They're kind of marking the space and not so much the body.
Green. Doesn't go.
Malaysia Kelly. So the Hummingbirds have a lot of experience in their lineup. They have Malaysia Kelly at wing defense.
Pinkney comes up short again, but we'll get another opportunity.
Yeah, obstruction there on Teresa Beckford, so she gets an easy one. Oops.
Not so easy when you miss that.
Yep.
And Tracy and Francis doesn't do well enough to keep it in play, but that was a really good opportunity for the Kingston Hummingbirds to take control of this first quarter.
Yep. And the Racers had the same opportunity. They let Kingston back in the game, allowed them to come back in the game, and now we have a ding-dong battle. I thought that was a poor pass. Placement could have been better from Simone. Getting a wider angle from the defender.
Yeah, I just think it was a panic pass, really. And now the Hummingbirds come quickly down the court, and Amanda Pinkney with her favorite move and finishes it off to give the Hummingbirds a 7-5 lead.
Yeah, and the defense just now allowed her to take an easy shot, like a free shot, no hands, no fear factor was in that play. They allowed her to just shoot, and that's going to be easy for Amanda any day of the week.
Yeah, she can be so difficult to mark when she's arriving from behind the play.
Yes. Now, so there's a timeout. I'm going to assume this is a tactical timeout that's been called by the Racers team, and it's probably a chance to bring in their usual starting defenders.
Margaret Anderson, former Sunshine Girls head coach, not looking too pleased with her Hummingbirds lineup at this stage, even though they have a 7-5 advantage.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been pleased either, because they were playing without their two stronger defenders. They were playing against Racers without their two stronger defenders, and they're only leading by 2. So now defenders come. Not saying that it might be easier, but it might be harder. But it is supposed to be harder with these two defenders that just came on.
There's the lack of patience that I spoke about, and another turnover this time for the Racers, and the Hummingbirds with a magnificent opportunity to really tear open this first quarter.
Yep.
It's good work from Pinkney. Now can she finish?
Yes.
No, she can't.
So the defense is harder now, so you see that Amanda is now thinking about whether or not she wants to take the shot or pass the ball, and so they're losing position here. In terms of changes, just now Teresa Beckford is now at center, Shanika Johnson came on at goal defense, and Abigail Linton comes in at goalkeeper. And that's for the Racers team. And that change means Tavoni Bailey is now at wing defense. Great intercept from Adine Thomas just now. Nice hands over.
Tracy and Francis can't complete the heroics for the Hummingbirds.
So we're watching a tennis game, Ricardo. You'll be happy about the tennis part of the game.
Not exactly. Usually my tennis games end in winners, and I'm seeing a lot of unforced errors in this one. Lovely lob inside to Gordon, and she puts that one away. 7-6, just one the difference.
Alright, so let's see. Evangel looks a little bit winded, but it's early. Let's see, in netball we have this thing that they call the first bus. So let's hope that's the first bus, and it's got to be all engines going after this one.
Usually in tennis you use that term when you're just coming back off a long break, and so you feel that there is more there, but you need to get that first bus out the way.
Okay.
But not when you're playing consistently. That's just lack of fitness.
Which could be true, but sometimes you just need to get that first bus in to get going, and I think mentally netball that's how we think. That is the first bus, so let's see what happens.
Says Gordon again.
And in terms of the Hummingbirds team, there's also Shanika. She's also a member of the current long squad for the Sunshine Girls. So they have a really useful back line. I think both teams are good on the back, actually, in terms of the personnel that they have on the teams.
Remember, these two teams have already met twice this season. They split matches. The first match they played, the St. Catherine Racers beat the Hummingbirds 48-45. And when they met on the last day of the preliminary round, the Hummingbirds turned that around to beat the Racers 42-35.
Yeah, I spoke to the Racers coach after that game, and she was extremely disappointed. Naturally, should have been a thought that they played well to get back into the mix of trying to make the finals, and just to see them lose it at the very end, it was hard, and she took it very hard. I'm hoping the team rewards her today in terms of playing consistently. I'm sure the Hummingbirds, though, would want this victory and are going to do their very best to secure it as well.
Very much the case, as you pointed out, just a one-off final for the third place, a best-of-3 playoff for the championship match. Just seconds to go in this quarter. And there's the final buzzer. First quarter out the way, Sean.
First quarter, not the best. It was a little hard to.
Second quarter action in this third place playoff. Netball Jamaica Seprod Elite League, St. Catherine Racers taking on the Kingston Hummingbirds. Ricardo Chambers alongside Sean Murdoch, Sunshine Girls assistant coach.
Ricardo, I'm hoping that we're going to see a better second quarter from both teams. Better structure as well in terms of defense, and not just because the errors that I'm seeing now are not forced. As you said earlier, they're unforced errors, so they're not being forced. So the turnover, some errant passing, and some clumsy play, to be frank. So let's see if that gets better as the game progresses.
Tracy and Francis getting that one in for the Hummingbirds. They're now behind by 1, but that's a lovely ball inside for Simone Gordon. And Gordon unable to put that away, will be disappointed with herself, was in a good position. You need to be scoring those.
Yeah, Evangeline using some experience just to get in the head of Gordon there, and the result is that the Hummingbirds are coming out with this pass.
Racers possession, opportunity to go up by 2 once again.
It's a great feeding position there for Beckford. You can see Banjali using some body there, and Simone Stempire missed.
Good movement from Zodi Green.
Yeah, Zodi has been consistent for this team, and that's especially in the shooting circle for the entire season. I think that she's a major part of the success that they've had in the tournament during the course of the season.
Gordon tucking that one away. And they get into double figures, the St. Catherine Racers, and the Hummingbirds now forced to come from behind early in another quarter.
Yeah, and the easy first phase there for Khadija on the center pass. Defense needs to be tighter, and you have some girls, as I said, who are in Sunshine Girls training. Sunshine Girls squad rather, and they should be playing some tighter defense on first phase. But it's an easy first phase, but they're holding them up. Good intercept there from Abigail Linton.
Fabulous reading of the netball game.
The Racers are using the width of the court, moving from right to left. Should be getting some intercepts on those cross-court passes, but if it's working, I guess they can keep going to it. I'd prefer the shorter passes though.
Court puts them in front by 3. 12 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the second quarter.
And Beckford has gone to center since the defenders came on, and that's where I like to see Beckford. I just feel like her frame is one that will give us a good center for the future for Jamaica. Reminds me very much of Paula. Great intercept there from Shanika Johnson, former Sunshine Girl rather.
Yeah, it was a pretty poor pass, to be honest. You're giving the defenders a 50-50 opportunity when you pass the ball into an area like that.
Yeah, and as I said with the play before, once you go across court, then you're setting up yourself for that kind of intercept, and that's what the Racers are doing the next end, but the Hummingbirds are not picking it off.
The difference. St. Catherine
so
Racers playing in the blue, they have possession of the ball.
So the centre pass defense was good just now. They forced the Racers team to go back on the centre pass, but then after that very first one, the defense wasn't as tight, and so they were able to transition through court easily.
Saudi Green gets a second opportunity. And gets this one to go 13-9. St. Catherine Racers here opening up a 4-goal advantage.
Yeah, what Simone, so we've been commenting on Simone's shooting accuracy, which is very low for this season, but what she does well and probably is doing better than most of the other goal shooters in the league is her defensive play. Once they've lost position, in terms of her hands over and trying to win back the ball, I think she's been most consistent as a goal shooter in that one.
Once again, not putting away what should be a relatively easy shot, but she gets a second opportunity and easily tucks this one away. 14-10.
Yeah, and you look at the one that was missed is same position, same distance from the hoop, and it was a horrible miss. And then the one that went in rimless. So kind of wonder what is the challenge she's having with those ones that she's missing. A lot of whistle in the game now. And she scores it easily. Seems like a tactical timeout by the Hummingbirds here. That's 5, the difference.
Yeah, largest lead of the contest so far, 15-10. Just over 9 minutes to go in this second quarter. 9 minutes to go in the first half. And the outstanding former Jamaican centre, Paula Thompson, having a word with her team.
I know you're happy to see Paula as well, Ricardo. I'm not sure if that's where you want to see her. I'm sure you want to see her up and down the courts in a beam.
Yeah, I still think that she could perform at a world-class level. She was so good, Paula Thompson.
Yeah, I agree.
Remember that 2014 Commonwealth Games towards the back end of her career.
Yep.
That was, and I thought after such a stunning performance that she would have gone on a few more years.
Well, she did 28 Com Games, and I think that's when she called it quits after 2018 Com Games.
She was such an amazing player, Paula Thompson.
Yeah. She was, and probably still is. I'm sure if she puts on a netball kit, she'll still be amazing. But it's good to see the Sunshine Girls, or former Sunshine Girls, on the sideline. I mean, they've been there, they've done that, and they kind of have an understanding of what it takes. And most of them some of them rather are teachers as well, and so they're well equipped to train or impart knowledge to the next set of players.
15-10 then, the Racers leading the Hummingbirds in this third place playoff. One-off encounter, and the Hummingbirds have some work to do if they are to get back into this one, but they have time and they just need to clean up the unforced errors. That will not help.
There goes another one. And so you see the Racers are still going across court with their passing, and the Hummingbirds are not picking them off at all.
16-10. The lead now up to 6. That's disappointing.
Yeah, another easy. That should have been an easy take for Francis. Nice try on defense though.
That's an area that you would expect your goal shooter to be able to score from, but the ball sent back outside the circle. Fortunately for the Racers, they get the goal 17-10.
Yeah, and in this version of the league, Ricardo, we may have missed it in the first quarter. We have what they call like a power play period. That's the last 3 minutes of each quarter, where the players are able to get 2 points once they score in that blue area or that outer circle within the shooting circle. The horn, there's a sound that the horn gives, and the players are aware from that sound they know that they're in the power play period.
Good rebound from Simone Gordon.
So the Hummingbirds would need to find a way to dig themselves out of this. They would have already used their tactical timeout for the half. It's one per half. So they've already used theirs for the first half, and so they'll have to fix it while on court.
This has been a dominant second quarter from the St. Catherine Racers.
Nice one from Abigail Linton. Nice intercept there.
Kingston Hummingbirds looking out of ideas.
That was good positioning by Simone. I'm not sure I like the fact that she turned before the pass came through, but she kind of turned once the pass was halfway through. So I would have preferred if she held her back or kept her back to the defender.
The Kingston Hummingbirds are allowing this to get away from them.
I think so as well. I'm not getting a lot of energy at all.
Gordon to Green. Green doesn't get it to go, but the advantage is 9 goals for the Racers team.
Yeah, it needs a spark. I think they need like a Vangelie intercept to get them going again.
Can't get the ball in the circle.
What's good for the Hummingbirds is that you have Amanda who is able to shoot those 2-pointers during the power play period, or the supplicant boost you up period for that power play segment.
Oh, that's a terrible miss from Tracy and Francis.
Yeah, they have a throw. No, they still have possession.
Pinkney. Difficult position to shoot from, but she gets it to go, Amanda Pinkney, and that is a much needed goal for the Kingston Hummingbirds.
And you spoke about at the start, Ricardo, in terms of her consistency in scoring those goals. Nice shot, but it's just about being consistent on the shot. And Amanda would have done well for us at the Fast 5 tournament in November last year. She was shooting those twos, a lot of twos for us and a few threes, or should I say 6-pointers, because usually in the power play period, so we would have gotten 6 for those.
Three minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this second quarter in the first half. Getting up to that power play period, which will be quite important for the Kingston Hummingbirds.
It is, and I'm expecting Amanda to be in the shooting zone for those power play shots to score those two, with the score being this wide apart. The scores being this wide apart, I'm expecting her to be shooting some twos as the power play period hits.
But it's still the St. Catherine Racers dominating. Opportunity for the Hummingbirds now to start the power play positively. 15 seconds to go before the start of that. Let's see if they hold on to the ball until then.
Now they're going to take that shot.
There's the horn that signals the start of the power play.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how the teams play this one. If I were the Hummingbirds team, I'd be trying to get the ball to a man in the 2 point. I'd be telling the team to get the ball to a man in the 2 point zone. The 2 point shot brings a different level of excitement to the game as well. For the fans, for sure.
For sure, it's like a mini fast five.
Yes, it is. And so you get that kind of a vibe and energy in the stadium from once the power play period hits.
The best of three final series will begin following this third place playoff. And it will be Manchester Spurs up against St. Anne Orchids.
I coached the Orchids team a few years ago, Ricardo. But my position, I can't choose a team. I can't pick a team to win that one. But I coached the Orchids a few years ago, and we were successful as well.
Orchids won in 2017.
Correct. Myself and Janet Guy were the coaches at that time.
Janet Guy, a long-time servant of Jamaica's netball, outstanding servant of Jamaica's netball as well.
Yes, she is, and with coaching with Connie now, Connie refers to her a lot in terms of things that she would have done when she was a player. So I never saw her play, but based on what Connie says, I believe in what Connie says. Based on what Connie says, Janet was a pretty good player in her time. Connie says she learned a lot from Janet's playing.
Connie was an outstanding player.
Absolutely.
So a little bit of Connie Francis, not enough.
Yeah.
Saw her last World Championship here in Kingston in 2003.
That was a special year for us. That was the birth of Carla Williams then, Borrego, now Borrego.
Yeah, the outstanding teenage lefty shooter at that time. Really one of the finds of the 2003 World Cup. Definitely the find for the Jamaica team.
Absolutely. And then the World Cup after we found Romelda.
Yeah.
So we're blessed in finding these shooters, these awesome shooters. And then of course there's Janelle. So we keep finding them. And now we have Shimo.